Protected Pet Company presents Preventive Awareness. Safety education. If you educate all your members in your family, recognize the dangers in your home, take action with safety precautions, and you can prevent accidental injuries. Your daily routine can be disrupted by a catastrophic event without warning. It doesn't have to be an earthquake, tornado, hurricane, flood, or fire. Accidental falls occur daily in homes, apartments, condominiums, or any structure with a second floor or higher. Hot weather seems to encourage people to open up their windows. Residents living in buildings with 2 or more stories are vulnerable to a very serious condition called high-rise syndrome. Small pets and children who live in these buildings are at risk of fall-related injuries or possible death. Current building codes require balcony railing spacings of no more than 4 inches or 10 centimeters. However, they do not apply to apartments built before 1993. There were no regulations. High-rise syndrome is a term coined by veterinarians from the Animal Medical Center in New York City. HRS refers to the number and nature of injuries they saw from pets, especially cats, falling off balconies, out of windows, or off fire escapes. Here's a brief video with a warning for pet owners on high-rise syndrome.
It's called high-rise syndrome, and Pennsylvania SPCA veterinarian Joel Brunage says it's pretty common in cities. It happened to a Fox 29 senior producer. His cat Shadow, that little black dot you see there on the ledge, somehow got out an open window, and the fire department had to be called in to rescue him.
People are opening their windows, they are letting all the air in, getting the fresh air from outside, cleaning, spring cleaning, sitting out on their balconies, and it's often something that's not thought about.
A feline fall can have devastating consequences. This sweet 7-month-old kitty Lilac was severely hurt after falling 12 stories off of a balcony when her owner wasn't home.
Oftentimes they'll fall and they'll impact with their legs, so they break their hind femur. So Lilac had both of her little femurs broken.
Cats can also hit their faces in a fall. Lilac split open the roof of her mouth, her injuries resulting in costly surgeries. Dr. Brunage says most cats will survive, but they often need immediate and expensive emergency medical care.
Depending on what happens to the animal and how severe the injuries are, you're looking at about a $2,000 to $6,000 bill.
Curious dogs and cats. They usually fall. They don't jump over the balcony. Is your pet safe? 50,000 animals and 5,000 innocent children die every year due to accidental falls off a balcony or out a window. Pets and flea toddlers don't have wings, so they don't fly. Veterinarian and medical bills are very costly. The story of Apache Halftail. I had a personal experience with a cat when I first moved into a beautiful condominium on the 8th floor. Approximately a week after that, he disappeared, and apparently he fell right through the balcony there. So this was the creative idea of coming up with the pet protected panels. The tragic loss of a loved one due to neglecting safety prevention is a tragedy in itself. Accidental injuries are the #1 cause of death to children in the U.S. Remember Mr. Eric Clapton's tragic story? His 4-year-old son Connor was playing and accidentally fell 53 stories out of a high-rise apartment window. Unfortunately, there was no protective apparatus, and the child fell to his death. Rest in peace, Connor.
If I saw you in heaven, would it be the same? If I saw you in heaven,
pushing the limits and seeking adventure. Approximately 14 children per day will die from accidentally falling off of an unprotected balcony or a window. A safety enhancement to your balcony rails will reduce the number of injuries. Here's an example of a homemade version. Baby-proofing or pet-proofing equals safety prevention. Here's a couple of examples. The options available today range from netting to apparatuses that you can twist tie upon, chicken wire, outdoor safety netting. Here's examples of a dog and a baby in front. You have the 5-panel walk-through gate, which is rather unsightly and a little pricey as well. How about the patio? Looks like more of a human cage. This is an example of an old kid banister guide with zip ties. I use this, and it works for a little while. However, you have to put holes in it, get cracked and got rails, so not recommended short term. Are these children safe? No protection, it doesn't look like it. The solution, just protected.
Now, what we're going to do is really take a look at this pet protection barrier, which is actually up right now on the rails, held by magnets, and you can't even tell it's up there. It's pretty awesome. Let's take a close-up here. If you walk up closer on this, you'll notice the pet protection barrier is located right here. It's held up by magnets. See this? There's one up there right now. It goes all the way down like this to the bottom. But you see that little bit of space right there. There's another way an animal can get through that. Now let's take a look right here. If you'll notice, these barriers, they come, see that? That's magnet. And there's magnet on the barrier, there's magnet on the pole. And when it just sticks together just like that, pretty simple. There's a piece of magnet right here. There's a piece of magnet right here. And then there's the end of that barrier that goes right here. So you pull it off like that. In all actuality, if you pull that off, look at that. You can pull that off just like that. Okay? When it sticks back on, actually you can take it all the way off. Just like that. Here, we'll lay it on the floor. Uh-oh. Watch out, dogs and cats. There it is, on the floor. One of the actual barriers that was taken out of that spot right there. There's a little treat here that I'm going to show you right now. And it just slips right on, and you slide it over those two where they match together. Well, guess what? You can't get through there. You got to about kick it off and knock it off. Pretty amazing. And if you got one of those on each one of them, that'll sustain a large amount of winds. Probably about up to 100-mile-an-hour winds, I would bet. However, we haven't got the complete test results on that yet. But anyway, there you go. There you have it. The pet protection barrier.
The pet protection panel, a removable plastic panel magnetically attaches to your balcony, preventing animals, children, or objects from falling through. Complies with rules and regulations of condominium and homeowners associations. Does no damage to the balcony. The pet protection panels are made of a PET medical-grade plastic, which is only about a 16th of an inch thick, and it's unbreakable. UV resistant and guaranteed not to crack for up to 3 years. The force with flexible magnets, magnetic panels. The locking clips from Pet Protected. The positive attributes, they're professionally installed with no damage to the balcony. Reduce stress and gives you peace of mind. They're transparent, or we'll have them in custom fitting. Unbreakable, non-toxic, UV inhibited, interchangeable, easily removable, and wind resistant. Pet Protected is committed to safety education, providing safety prevention products and quality customer service. Guaranteed. Here's the first Pet Protected crew. Courteous and professionals who will educate you and show you how to do it. training, so we'll answer all of your questions as well. We're here helping the world to be a safer place. So by baby-proofing and pet-proofing, you can also use airway gates. It's good for wind blockage, privacy, you can get it tinted as well, sun blockage, and future signage. Perfectly installed and safe with hurricane shutters. This is my installation.
November the 20th, Sunday, and it is just about time before the party. Now what we're going to do is take a look at the pet protection barrier. Now this is the brand new pet protection barrier that is fixing to be for the unveiling party tonight. Wow, look at that. You see right through it? Anyway, we'll be taking a little video later for the world to view the pet protection barrier. Now that's with the stuff on it. Wait till we take it off. Kind of looks like that down there. Okay, until then, ciao.
Is this little guy safe? The world's a big place, so you want to protect the ones that you love. Preventative safety is the key. If there's a possibility of a fall happening, and the opening is protected with a safety preventive apparatus, then clearly the fall can be prevented. The patent for the magnetic panels and locking clips was granted on August 20th, 2014. My name is Daryl Novak. I'm the president and founder of Pet Protected. Please contact me at daryl@petprotected.com, or you can look us up at the Pet Protected group on Facebook. So investment consultations and employment opportunities are by appointment only. You can email me, daryl@petprotected.com, or